In October 2019, I was admitted to hospital, Blue Light Ambulance, to the RVI, which is a major hospital in Newcastle. For the first 3 days I didn't know what was wrong with me. I knew I had some problems with the drink, but certainly not to the extent that was later revealed. Now, I've been in some hairy situations when I was in the Met Police. I could deal with all of that. When the doctor came in and said, "I've got to let you know you were seriously ill with alcohol-related liver disease, which is decompensated," I don't know what that meant at the time, but it means really serious with symptoms. I was terrified. I wasn't frightened. I was terrified. And I thought, I won't last long here. I lost a lot of weight. I was depressed. Had a huge extended stomach, which was a site-use fluid. I didn't realise what that was. And now I've got infected and had spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, apparently, which can be ultra serious. Only 50% of people are admitted with that. Those two things come out of the hospital. So there I was in an acute medical ward with loads of regret and frightened for my life. What a situation. All I drank was lager and beers, you know. There's a lot of nonsense this about you've got to be a spirit drinker to get in trouble. Copious amounts of wine or whatever. If you're drinking regularly, as I was, and sometimes heavily, which a lot of people do, the chances are you're going to be ill. Now, I've talked a lot in these videos, and I've been talking recently about the difference between hangover and withdrawal. We've all experienced hangovers. But when you get to the withdrawal stage, you know it's worth a hangover because you start to shake, you feel nauseous. It takes you a day or so to get over the session you've had before. And when you get to that stage, you really have to put the brakes on this drinking and pull yourself together. Because a lot of you can stop without any major issues. I was dependent and I had seizures. So if you're drinking a lot, you can get some medical advice. I'm not a doctor, I can give you a lot of advice about alcoholism because I am one. I'm an alcoholic, although I haven't drunk for 5.5 years. Now, when they say terrified, I thought, I haven't done anything wrong in my life. I'm a good man. But this drink took me down to the point where I'm no longer going to be alive. I'm not going to see my daughter progress in her life. And I was lying in one of the hospitals after I had a lot of fluid drained off my stomach in January 2020. All this was when COVID was around. And she said, your stomach was so big, it looked like it was pregnant with twins. They took 26 litres of the fluid off. 26 litres. There's 26 kilos of fluid off my stomach. Now let this be a lesson to you. Well, it'd be a warning to you, not a lesson. But if you carry on drinking when you've got any symptoms and you're not feeling very well, you're withdrawing, you will end up in hospital. You may end up in a liver ward, like I did. A lot of people in that liver ward are no longer here. A lot of people I used to drink with are no longer here, or they're disabled because of alcohol. Now, I was terrified of losing my life. When they told me that I had all these symptoms and this problem, I didn't know who to ring. I didn't know which way to turn, so I thought, well, should I ring my parents or my daughter? And I was so shocked I couldn't remember who I rang now. I had to tell somebody. Because for years I always thought of cirrhosis as the end, and it just about was for me. But that doesn't just affect your liver alcohol, it affects your pancreas, affects your heart, lots of other things. It contributes to a lot of cancers as well. So when people say to me they have a hangover, have a withdrawal, I think, well, just wait and carry on. I've told lots of people, cut down, and they won't cut down. It's up to themselves, and it's only you can stop. But to get to that stage when you're in hospital and you find out you have 50-50 chance of survival, then you'll start to think, wow, this is it. So at 57 I was lying there thinking, I can't do anything for myself, I'm totally vulnerable. I didn't know which way to turn. But I fought it and I got back. The only reason I've got back is because I stopped drinking. I relapsed many times. Relapse will kill you. But if you want to experience it, just carry on drinking. If you want some help, I can help you. Because believe you me, when you're lying there helpless, you will pray to God that you never just drop. Now, getting back to what I was saying earlier about the beer and lager carry on. It's a common myth that if you just drink beer and lager, you'll be alright. It's just the same. There's ethanol in all alcohol. You don't have to drink spirits, you don't have to drink wine. All you have to do is drink a steady amount regularly. And a lot of people do that. Some will survive, but not many people who are heavy drinkers or alcohol dependent will see 55. The average age for alcohol diseases and death really is about 50. You can Google all this. Go through AI, whatever you want. I'm right on this because I've researched it and I've been part of it. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I've lived through it. And being terrified of dying is the worst experience any human being will go through, because it's not particularly pleasant. And when you see people in the ward, you think, wow, that's going to be me next. Go down for operation, don't come back to the ward because they've passed away on the slab. That's how gruesome it is. That's how basic it is. You carry on drinking, you will die. It's as simple as that. Now, I tell a lot of clients I've got, this is the only way to stop for life. You can't just have a social drink anymore. You've passed that point, you see. You've passed the point of having a few pints on a Saturday with the lads, or the girls, or whatever you want to do. You are in active addiction. In active addiction, disable you first, that'll kill you. And I know lots of people who have been in similar positions to me, and people with transplants, who've drunk again and died very, very quickly after. You've got to think about yourself, think about your family. Think about why you've destroyed yourself, because it's never too late to stop. But if you fancy going for a few pints tonight, do so. But every day, as you get older, it's going to get worse. It'll be harder to recover from this. And it's the worst feeling in the world. This has been the worst battle, or the hardest battle of my life. But I'm here to tell the tale. Because of good luck, good fortune, the fact I don't drink. And every day, I think about what it would be like to have a drink. What it would be like to just have one. But I can't have one. And if you're watching this, chances are you probably can't have one either. Because you want to stop. And the only way to stop is to stop for life. It's as simple as that. There's no other way. There's no other way. So you've got to grow up, toughen up, and get yourself off the booze. That's the lesson I learned. And as far as I'm aware, I'm going to keep doing that every day of my life from now on. If you benefit from the channel, then please subscribe and share. If you need any help, get in touch with me. I'll put a link in the description. Have a great weekend. Try your best to keep sober.